Hey everybody. Okay, so today is going to be on make dot plots, and so this is what we were doing quickly in class before you had to leave. And I'm going to go ahead and remember, the first thing that we want to do after we read the story is to order from least to greatest and do this on all of them. Guys, keep in mind that on my screen, I've enlarged it. On your actual paper, you don't have a whole lot of room. So you may need to do it on a separate sheet of paper so you don't squish your numbers up. You got to be able to see it. So let's get started. Mrs. O'Malley makes a list to show the miles each dance student travels to the practice center. Use the list for 1 and 2. So some of the classes we were able to do it. I think all of them, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead because I have the ability to highlight, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight the ones. So I have 1, 1, and I'm going to go ahead and type that one out. I have 1. I'm at comma. Now I'm going to go to the next one. Remember, I'm going to list it from smallest to largest, least to greatest. The next one, I'm going to mark that one up, is 1 1/2. I'm going to actually switch the colors so that we can see that we've gotten all of them. So that's 1, 2. So there's, oh, and then there's 3. So I have 3, 1 1/2. So I will go ahead and add this one here. So I have 3. So it's now some of you are asking, this is where I'm going to do the slant division because I can't do it where it is horizontal. So I'm just going to do it this way. 1 and 1/2. And I'm going to do it 3 times. 1 and 1/2. If you're writing it, see how confusing it can be? I would prefer you doing it horizontal rather than a slant. That's your choice. Just be careful. The next one is going to be, I see that it is a 2. So I have 1, 2, and that's 2 2s, and that's it. So I'll come back over here, and I'm going to 2, comma, 2, comma, and then the next, let me highlight. I will do this one. Next one is 2 1/2, and how many 2 1/2s? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, and I have 4. 4 2 1/2s. So I'm going to, so that's 1, and then, so I have 2, then 2 and 1/2, 2 and 1/2, 2 and 1/2, and I need one more, I believe. This is very, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And make sure I got to put that space so it doesn't look like. Okay, so I have 4 of them, and I can see that. And then the last one is 3. So I'm going to do my 3, and I will pick green. So that's 1, and that's 2. So let me type in my 3, and that's what this would look like, 1 and 2. Now it says, what is the least distance traveled? So looking here, I will do this in purple. This is least, so it will be 1 mile. And the greatest will be, and I'm going to just kind of mark this here, is 3 miles. Okay, and we had done this in class. Can't remember if I did it with the first period because we were running behind because y'all had guidance today. But this is what that would look like. Now I'm going to put my dots there. So I'm going to come over here to my shapes. I'm going to insert an ellipse And I'll just do the black dots. So for the 1, I have only 1 dot. I thought it was going to fill that up. Okay, so here for my 1, I'm going to have 1 dot. For my 1.5, I have 1, 2, 3. For my 2, I have 2, so I'm going to put 2 dots. For the 2.5, I have 4. And because you have pencil, it'll be much easier for you. 3, 4. And then for 3, I have 2 dots. So this is what your dot plot would look like. So I have 1 student that lives closest to the practice center, and I have 3 students that live the furthest. And it looks like the most students that live 2.5 miles is 4 students. So you'll be reading it that way. All right, let's move to the next one. So on here, I am so celebrating. Yay, we did it, yay. Okay, so let us say, yippee, we are very happy for our success for questions 1 and 2. But I lost my firecracker. I'll have to find out what I did with that one. Okay, so let's go back over. So Colton has a list of length of each song in his favorites playlist. He makes a dot plot of the data. You're going to use the list and the dot plot to answer for 3 and 4. Okay, so this is the dot plot that he's drawn. So you see this right here? This is his dot plot. And it's based on this data right here. So let's read the first question. Colton counts the number of dots in his dot plot and the data in his list and finds that the numbers are not equal. Explain Colton's errors and how he fixes it. First things first, I am going to list from smallest to largest or least to greatest. So let's see, am I starting with the 2 5/10 on the minutes or 2.5 minutes? I will start with that one and let us, so I'm going to look at the 2.5. That's 1, 2, 3, no more there. Okay, so he has 3 dots here, so that looks like it's right. So I'm going to put a check mark that that's right. Now let's go over to the next one. The next one, it's 3. So does he have 3 in the 3? Let me come down through each column. I have 1, 2, 3, there we go, 4. So for here, I'm going to put 4. On the 3.5, I'm going to change my color up. This is what I'm saying on Star. You can use your colored pencils only, or the crayons. I prefer colored pencils. It'll be easier. So 3.5. I'm going to go down to my columns. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So am I correct on that one? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's correct. And on the 4, those are the ones that are left blank. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's correct. All right. So another thing that you can check on is how many total numbers, minutes did he record, or the lengths of songs does he have recorded? So number of songs, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. The first one, it's 3, and you recorded 3, that's 6. That's 9, plus 2 more is 11, and that's 12, 13, 14, 15. So he only has 15 of the songs, and he needed 16. So a possible explanation, and you can put this in your own words. So there are a total of 16 songs, and he only, say, I'll put it this way, there's a total of 16 songs, but Colton only has 15 dots in the dot plot. He needed to add, and again, phrasing it in your own words, to add 1 dot to the 3.0 column to make a total of 4 dots. And he put 3. So that's kind of the gist of it. And again, you can put it in your own words. It doesn't have to be the exact, as long as the gist of it is there. Let's move to the next one. Colton deletes one song with a length of 3 5/10 minutes from his playlist. So I'm going to show that. So that's 3 5/10. So I'm going to go ahead and use this red, and I'm going to mark 1 out. He deletes 1 song and adds 1 song with a length of 4 minutes. So I'm going to do it in red. So I can show that this is what he's added. How will the dot of the data change? Okay, so what happened? How will the dot plot of the data change? Well, the 3 5/10, or the 3.5, will not be the time for the most songs. So before, the songs that he had, the most was 3.5 minutes, because that had 5. Now there's only 4. Which one has the most now? Yep, that's right, the one with the 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and type that. So 3.5 minute songs will not be I'll put it there like this, 3.5 minute not be the most songs before, that should be a period, the 4-minute songs is now the most. Okay. All right. And again, phrasing it in your way. Let's go to the next one, number 5. Again, on these here, I want you to put them on a separate sheet of paper because it's going to be so much easier to read. The heights of the girls in Layla's class to the nearest 1/2 inch are 56.5 inches, 57, 56.5 inches, 58, 58, 57.5 inch, 57.5 inch, and there's a 57 one. Then there's somebody that's 58.5 inch, and then a 57-inch person. Layla makes a dot plot of the data. How many different heights will be included on the number line? Okay, so I just want you to picture, if you have the number line, how many different lines are you going to have? That's the question. So let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead and mark these up so that I can read. Here's a blue. So I have a 56.5, and there's a 56.5. So I know that there's going to be a 56.5 one, and I'm going to do another one. I know that there'll be a 57. So that's already 2. And I know that there'll be a 58. That's 3. Oh, look, the 57.5. So let's go ahead and change that color. That makes it 4. Oh, I see that other 57. We don't want to count that. So far I have 4 different numbers because I have 4 different colors. It's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. And then we have a 58.5. So I'm going to change that color over. Let's make it yellow. So how many different heights will be included on the number line? That's right, it's going to be 5. So good job. So let's go over here. So it's going to be 5. Make that a big O dot. And that's our answer. All righty. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. So do you understand how you did that? I represented it with 5 different colors, and we're going to have 5 different hash marks or numbers on our number line. Number 6. A geologist. Oh, we got to do our celebration. Yay! Woo! Okay, and can you see the sprinkles? Yay! All right, number 6. The geologist measures the mass of some rocks to the nearest tenth of a gram and makes a dot plot of that. Now, you guys have done that in science in the very beginning of the year when you were doing, when you used the triple beam balance. So you were measuring the mass of rocks or objects. So these are the masses: 5 and 3/10, 5 and 5/10, 5 and 6/10, 5 and 4/10, and 5 and 4/10, 5 and 3/10, 5 and 8/10, 5 and 7/10, 5 and 8/10, 5 and 5/10, 5 and 5/10, and 5 and 3/10 grams. She lists 2 numbers on the number line. How many more will she need to put on there? Okay, so first of all, I need to see how many am I going to have on? And she's already going to be she's already putting 2 of them on there. How many more does she need to put on that number line? So I'm going to go ahead and mark this up and start with yellow. I have 5 and 3/10. That was the only one that's, oh, and I have this one right here. So that's it. Oh, there's one right here. So I'm done with that, right? Okay, looks good to me. Then the next one was, this is the second number that I have, 5 and 5/10. And I'm coming through. Okay, so far I have 2 colors. So I am going to just go out here, and it's like, okay, I've already added 2. So I'm going to just put added my 2. It looks like a triangle, but it is an A. Awkward A. So I added 2 already. So now how many more do I need to add? So let's come back over here, and I'll get the blue. I have 5 and 6/10. And 5 and 4/10. So that's 2 more so far. 5 8/10, that's 3 more. So if you're getting confused, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark out the 2 that I added. I'm going to mark out the yellow and I'm going to mark out the purple to show that those are the 2 colors that I've done. Those are the ones that were added. So I'm going to add up the ones that I don't have covered. Does that make sense? Okay. Then, let's see, let us do I have purple? Yes, I already have green. I have red, pink. And here's my 3rd color right there. It's kind of really close to that other one. Just make it a little bit darker. All right, so how many more colors do I need to add? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and I realize here's right here. Okay, so I have the blue, that's 1. I have this red, that's 2 colors. That's 3 colors and 4 colors. So I have 4 more to go because she has a total of 6 colors. All right, very good. Yay. I wish I'd have my, where is my, I have to find my firecracker. Firecracker, I'm tired. All right, yay, we got that. We only have 4 more to go, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so let's go to the, now we're gonna use this chart right here to answer all of those. Again, I really highly recommend you do it on a separate sheet of paper so that you can spread your numbers out. I don't want to have you squish all your numbers because then it's going to get frustrating. Which numbers will you put on the number line for this dot plot? So you're looking at here. So I'm going to do the same. Actually, on this one right here, I'm going to start with the smallest number. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and circle. Start with the red. So it looks like I have 7 and 8/10 is the smallest number. Seven and 8/10. So I'm going to put 7 and 8/10 and I'm going to check mark off where I'm at. Here's all my 7 and 8/10. Once you kind of highlight, it's easier to see all the other numbers. And I'm just kind of looking. I'm going to go through my columns. That's that. I'm done there, done there, done there, done there. All right, very good. Now I'm going to look over here and I'm going to just put this in black. I have 7 and 8/10. There's 7 and 8/10. There's not a 7 and 8/10 there, so that's not going to work. And there's a 7 and 8/10 here, so that's a check mark. I'm going to go to the next one. Do this in green. I have 7 and 9/10. 7 and 9/10. 7 and 9/10. And that is it. So now I'm going to come over to my drawing. 7 and 9/10. 7 and 9/10. 7 and 9/10. So far, so good. I see 8 and 1/10. So I'm going to come over here and highlight. I'll put that in blue. 8 and 1/10. 8 and 1/10. 8 and 1/10. So that's 3. So I'm going to place that on my number line. So I have 8 and 1/10 here. I have 8 and 1/10 here. I don't have it there, and I have 8 and 1/10 here. And the last one was 8 and 2/10. Check. This one here, if you look at it, for B, you have 7 and 8/10 twice. So that doesn't work, and made that one wrong. We already know that that one was wrong. We got rid of that one in the beginning. And this has the 8 and 2/10. That's correct. but there's no 8 3/10. So I'm going to cross that one out. So the one I'm going to put, the numbers that I'm going to put there will be A. And 8 is the correct answer. It's okay if you have 8 holes, because there's not going to have any there. So you have 7, and it's just kind of going from smallest to largest. Now, for number 8, oh, we forgot our celebration. Yay! Very good. I really like it. Thumbs up. We got it going. All right, so now for number 8, which number will not have any dots marked on it? That's what we were just talking about. It'll be B. B is the only one that won't have any dots because we don't have any 8.0. Okay, so yay, easy peasy. Thumbs up that we got that. Number 9, I'm going to have to move him out of the way. Get out. That's okay. I think he'll be, oh, there's my firework. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so I was looking for my fireworks. I'm so glad. All right, so what is the difference between the total number? Okay, difference. Guys, look at that. What operation are we looking at? You're right. I'm going to put my subtraction sign right above it. What is the difference between the total number of dots and the number of dots above the number with the most dots? All right, so how many dots are we going to actually have? So let me go ahead and plot this. What is the difference between the total? So I'm going to create a number line. And if I can draw a straight line, it would be much easier. Okay, so here's my line right here. And I'm going to come through and draw my little marks. So I'm going to start with 0. And I said I'm going to place in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me go ahead and place those. So it's 7 8/10 on up to 8 2/10. So I'm going to write that in there. So I have 7.8, 7.9, 8.0, 8.1, and 8.2. There we go. Now let's put those dots in. So how many dots do I have total? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 down. So I have 5 groups of 3. So I have a total of 15 dots. So I'm going to put 15 that I have. All right, so 7 8/10. I have 1, I have 2, 3, 4, 5. So here I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's go to the 9/10. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to place the 6 on top, and I'm going to place the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other one. And I know I said 9/10. It's 7 9/10. And so we have 0 on the 8, so I'm going to leave that blank. Let's go to the 8/10. I mean, not 8 1/10. So it's 1, 2, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. and then I have only 1 8 and 2/10. Okay, so now it's wanting us to find out what is the difference between the total number of dots, which is 15, minus the number of dots above the number with the most dots. So this is 5, this is 6, this is 4, and this is 1. So I have 6, because this is the one with the most dots. 15 minus 6 equals 9. And so the answer is 9. Yay! Woo! Very good. You should be very proud of yourself. It does take a little time because it's asking you to sort out and then to figure it out, but that's okay. Breathe and know that you've got this. I'm going to kind of fix this here because it doesn't look like it's on the 9. There we go. All right, last step. The paleontologist measures the fossils again and finds 2 errors. Uh-oh. 2 fossils with a length of 7 9/10 centimeters instead measure 8 1/10 and 8 2/10. Which 2 numbers will have the same number of dots? Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to go to red because it's an error. So this was 6, so I'm getting rid of 1. Bam, bam. It said actually 2, so I have to get rid of 2. So what is 6 minus 4? Very good. I just told you. 6 minus 2 is 4. Oh my goodness, that's crazy of me. Okay, so now I went from 6 to 4 because I took 2 away. Now I'm going to add 1 over here. Did y'all catch my mistake? I just caught it. This is not 4, it's 3, because I was already thinking ahead. All right, I have to add 1 here, and it makes it now not a 3, but a 4. And I have to add 1 here. So it makes it not a 1, but a 2. So it says which 2 numbers will have the same number of dots. So now I'm going to look at, let me get my highlighter. I see this right here. 7 9/10 has 4, and 8 1/10 also has 4 dots. So the answer is going to be D. And there you go. That is it for tonight. Yay, we finished our homework. Make sure that you bring it in tomorrow and put your name on it, please. It's going to be for a grade, and you'll have a very short, just a vocabulary and filling out some grids tomorrow, or some charts, tables. All right, you guys have a great evening, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.